सो इस वीडियो में हम जो पहले किया था उससे आगे चलने डेट वाला जो पाइथन डेट टाइम. So Python data is not a data type of its own, but we can import a module named datetime to work with dates as date objects. Import the datetime module and display the current time. So import जब हम करेंगे datetime, so फिर x is equal to datetime.datetime.out and print x करके हम लिख सकते हैं. So अब जब प्रिंट एक्स करेंगे तो फिर तो आंसर जे इम्पोर्ट डेट टाइम इज गुड एक्स डेट टाइम डॉट नाउ. तो ये करेंगे तो हमारा डेट टाइम वाला जो है वो आ जाएगा पाइथन डेट्स जो भी है. सो डेट आउटपुट व्हेन वी एग्जीक्यूट द कोड फ्रॉम द एग्जांपल अबव द रिजल्ट विल बी 20260721 एंड द टाइम जो भी आगे हमारा आता है तो वो सारा टाइम जो हमारे पास वो आ जाएगा. सो द डेट कंसिस्ट ईयर मंथ डे आर जो भी है वो सारे आ जाएगा. ठीक है. सो अब here are few examples which we will learn about. The datetime module has many methods to return information about the data objects. काफ़ी इसके पास types हैं. So here are few examples we will learn about them later in this chapter. Okay, so return the day, return the year, name of the week and weekday x is equal to date day जो भी है वो कर देंगे. x is equal to date time dot now x is equal to. So about creating date objects. To create a date we can use a datetime class constructor of datetime modules. So creating date objects. To create a date we use the datetime class constructor of the datetime module. ठीक है. The datetime class requires 3 parameters to create a date, year, month and day. Example: create a object, import datetime dot datetime 2025 17. The datetime class also takes parameters for time and time zones, hour, minute, second, microsecond, etc. But they are optional and has a default value of 0, none for time zone. The strf time method. The datetime object has a method for formatting date objects into readable strings. The method is called strf time and takes one parameter format to specify the format of return string. Display the name of month. Import datetime x is equal to datetime dot datetime 2018 6 print x dot strf time percentage b. So percentage weekday short version Wednesday, percentage weekday full version Wednesday. So %w weekday as a number 0608 Sunday 3 percentage day of month 013131. So ये ऐसे करके काफ़ी होते हैं. ये पढ़ सकते हो एक बार, बहुत ज़्यादा इसको पढ़ने तो है ही, एक बार तो आपको पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. कोई याद तो चलो इतने रहने वाले नहीं है, इतने ज़रूरी भी नहीं है क्लास में. बिल्ट इन फंक्शंस ये पढ़ने वाली टॉपिक. सो पाइथन मैथ. Python has a set of built-in math functions including an extensive math module that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. Built-in math functions, the minimum and maximum functions can be used to find the lowest and the highest value in an iterable. Okay. So x is equal to min 5 10 25, y is equal to max 5 10 25. Print x, print y. The abs function returns the absolute positive value of specified number and x is equal to abs minus 7.25 and print करते हैं बाद में लास्ट में x. The POW power x comma y function returns the value of x to the power of y, x raised to the power y. So return the value of 4 to the power of 3 same as 4 into 4 into 4 and x is equal to power 4 comma 3 print x. The math module Python has also built in module called math, which extends the list of mathematical functions. To use it, you must import the math module. Import math. When you have imported math module, you can start using methods and constants of the module. The math square root method, for example, returns the square root of the number. So there is the number import math x is equal to math square root 64 print x and the math seal method rounds upper number upwards to its nearest integer, and math dot floor method rounds the number downwards to its nearest integer. X dot x math seal. So math dot pi constant returns the value of pi 3.14. So import math x is equal to math dot pi and print x कर देंगे तो आंसर हमारे पास आ जाएगा. Python JSON आ गया. So JSON is syntax for storing and exchanging data. JSON is a type. JSON is a text written with JavaScript object notation. So JSON is in Python. Python has a built-in package called JSON JSON5, which can be used to work with JSON data. Import the JSON module. Import JSON. Parse JSON. Convert from JSON to Python. So if you have a JSON string, you can parse it by using the JSON loops method. So convert from JSON to Python. Go JSON x is equal to name John HD. Your JSON dot loads x to print by age. Convert from Python to JSON. If you have a Python object, you can convert it into JSON string by using the JSON dot dumps method. Convert from Python to JSON. Import जो भी है हम लिख देंगे and ये कर देगा. So you can convert objects of following type into JSON string: pic, list, tuple, string, int, float, true, false. So here we have an example, and so when we convert objects into JSON strings and print the value, so import JSON, print JSON dot dumps name John is 30, and JSON dot dumps apple bananas, and print JSON dumps apple banana, print JSON dumps 40. So yes, so that we can convert from Python to JSON. Python objects are converted into JSON and JavaScript equivalent into dictionary, Python में dictionary और JSON में object. Python में list and JSON में array, फिर Python में tuple and फिर JSON में array string, Python में int integer और number, इसमें फिर float, इसमें फिर number, फिर true, फिर false, फिर none, फिर null. So this is the difference. Convert a Python object containing all legal data types. Import JSON x is equal to name John, age 30, married, true, divorced, false, children Anne, Billy, pets, cars model BMW 230, MPG 27.5, model Ford Edge MPG 24.1. So print JSON dumps x. Format the result. The example above prints a JSON string, but it is not very easy to read with no indentations and line breaks. The JSON.dumps method has parameters to make it easier to read the result. You use the indent parameter to define the number of indents. JSON.dumps x indent is equal to 4. You can also define the spectators default value, which means using a comma and a space to spectate each object and column, and a space to separate keys from values. So use the separator parameter to change the default spectator. JSON.dumps x indent is equal to spectator dot is equal to and order the result. The JSON dumps method has parameters to order the keys in the result. Example, use the sort use parameter to specify if the result should be sorted or not. JSON.dumps x is equal to x indent is equal to sort is equal to. Now the Python. So हमारे पास है Python logistics. So Python regex or a regular expression is a sequence of characters that forms a search pattern. Okay, regex can be used to check if a string contains the specified search pattern. Regex module Python has a built-in package called re, which can be used to work with regular expressions. Import the re module, import re and regex in Python. So regex in Python. When you have imported the re module, you can start using regular expressions. Search the string to see if starts with a and end with a spain. So import re, you can do it easily. The regex functions are re module of a set of functions that allows us to search a string for a match and find all returns a list containing all matches. Search returns a match object if there is a match anything in the string, and returns a list where the string has been split at each match. Sub replaces one or many matches, and replace one or match with a string, and set of characters am जो हमारे मेटा कैरेक्टर्स हैं हमारे पास हर कैरेक्टर में तो स्पेशल नेम. सो ये जो ब्रैकेट से सेट ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स है ए से एम तक, बैकस्लैश है, सिग्नल्स स्पेशल सीक्वेंस कैन आल्सो यूज टू एस्केप स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स, स्लैश टी एनी कैरेक्टर एक्सेप्ट न्यू लाइन कैरेक्टर, एच ई डॉट स्टार्ट्स में ये जो है वो स्टार्ट्स विद है डॉलर एड्स विद है asterisk 0 or 1, 0 or more occurrence, plus 1 or more occurrence, exclamation mark 0 or 1 occurrence, and फिर क्वेश्चन मार्क 0 और 1 occurrence इतना भी है. फिर करली ब्रेसेस हैं जो एग्जैक्टली द स्पेसिफाइड नंबर ऑफ occurrences, ये जो है लंबा वाला डंडा ईरर, और फिर जो ब्रैकेट है वो कैप्चर एंड ग्रुप. ओके, so flags again. So flags, you can add flags to those patterns when using regular expressions. Re sky re a returns only sky matches, re debug returns debug information. So re total makes the character match all characters including new line character. Re ignore case insensitive matching. Re multiline returns matches at the start end of the line. Re no flag specify that no flag is set for this pattern, and a Unicode returns unique code matches. This is a default for Python 3 and 2. For Python 2, so makes the reverb boss allow white space increments and make the pattern more readable. Special sequences. The special sequences backslash followed by one of the characters to the list below and has a special meaning. Backslash a returns a match if the specified characters are at the beginning of the string. Backslash b returns a match where the specified characters are being at the end of a word. The are in the beginning of word sure that the string is being treated as string. So backslash capital B returns a match where the specified characters are present and but are not at the beginning end of the word, and are in the beginning is making sure that the string is being treated as a raw string. Returns a match where the string contains digits, numbers of 0 to 9. So returns a match where the string does not contain digits. Returns a match where the string does not contain digits, and S where the string does not contain a white space column. Returns a match where the string does not contain a white space character. Returns a string. Returns a match where the string does not contain any input characters from A to Z, digits from 0 to 9. So okay, sorry. Returns a match with the following digit, and W returns a match where the string contains any word characters from A to Z, digits from 0 to 9, and that is good pattern. Returns a match where the string does not contain any word character. Returns a match if the specified characters are at end of the string. Sets. A set is a set of characters inside a pair of square brackets with a special meaning. ARN returns a match where one of the specified character AR or N is present. AN returns a match for any lowercase character alphabetically between A to A and N. ARN returns a match for any character except ARN. 0, 1, 2, 3 returns a match where any of the specified digits 0, 1, 2, 3 are present. Returns a match of the for any digit between 0 to 9, 0 to 5, 0 to 9. Returns a match of any two digits from 0 to 0, 0, and 5, 9. A to Z and A to Z को एक और आ गया. So returns a match of any character alphabetically between A to Z and lower case or upper case. Positive जो है हमारे साइन जो inserts plus asterisks, so bracket put it has a special meaning. So plus means return a match for any plus character in the string. The Findle function. Findle function returns a list containing all matches. So print the list of all matches. Text is equal to rain in Spain. X is equal to read for AI and text print. So the list contains the matches in the order they are found. If no matches are found, the empty list is returned. Import return and import txt. If the remaining for Spain, so return particle text and text. The search function. The search function of the string matches the return a match object if there is a match. If there is more than one match, only the first or the second match will be returned. Search for the first white space character in the string. If you could read text is equal to rain in Spain, X is equal to search. Print the first white space character is displayed in the position. If no matches are found, the value none is returned. Make a search that returns no continue. And import read text is equal to rain in Spain. X is equal to read dot search particle dot text and print text kernel. The split function returns a list where the string has been split at each match. Split at each white space character. Text import read text is equal to rain in Spain. X is equal to read dot split dot slashes and text max split. You can control the number of occurrences by specifying the max split parameter and split the string only at the first occurrence. Import read text is equal to rain in Spain. X resplit the sub function. The sum function replaces the matches with the text of your choice. Some matches can replace the matches with the text of your choice. Or replace every white space characters with the number 9. Import read text the rain in Spain. X is equal to re sub /9 text print text. You can control the number of replacement by specifying the count parameters. Replace the first two occurrences and import text is equal to the range in Spain is equal to resub and text to print text. Match object. The match object is the object containing information about the search and the result. Do a search that will return a match object. So import text the range in Spain research AI text print text. The match object has properties and methods used to retrieve information about the search and the result. Span returns a tuple containing the start and end position of the match. String returns the string passed into the function. Group returns the part of the missing string where there was a match. Then the position, start and end position and the rest of the match occurrence. And the regular expression looks for any word to start with S with the uppercase S. Import text the range in Spain. X is equal to research and text print X in Spain. The range in Spain and the research. Okay, so example, the print the part of the string where there was a match. The regular expression looks for any word that starts with an uppercase S and text is equal to range in the Spain research RBS W plus text print X dot group and that. You can try it yourself if you want. Now it comes mine. This is first time not first time, but in this video in our lecture this is the first time. So Python PIP. PIP is a package manager for Python packages or modules if you like. It is a package manager for Python packages or modules if you like. So what is a package? Package contains all files you need for a module, and modules are Python code libraries you can include in your project. Check PIP. If PIP is installed, navigate your command line to location of Python script directory and type of the following. Example, check PIP version. See username and this version and all. If you do not have PIP installed, you can download and install it from this page. Download a package. Downloading a package is very easy. Now the command line interface and tell PIP to download the package you want. Navigate your command line to the location of Python script directory and type of the following. Download a package named camel case. So now you have a package download for using the package. Once the package is installed, it is ready to use. Import the camel case package into your project. Okay, fair enough. And import camel case is camel case and text is equal to hello world print c.hum.txt. Find packages. Find more packages at http/pip organization. Remove a package use unnecessary. अगर remove करना चाहते हो uninstall कर दो तो remove कर लो. The PIP manager will ask you to confirm that you want to remove the camel case package or not. So you can answer it yes or no and uninstall it. Press Y and the packages will be removed. Y press करो और package जो है वो remove हो जाएगा. And use the list command to list all the packages installed on your system. List installed packages जो है वो list of the packages. अब आया Python try except. So what does try does? What try do? जो try क्या करता है वो तो इसका नाम सुन के पता लग जाता है कि ट्राई क्या करता होगा. ट्राई कर सकता है. So try use the code of errors, the except block to handle the error. Else block lets you handle the error. Else block lets you execute the code. Except handle करने के लिए होता है error को, and else block lets you execute code when there is no error. Finally, blocks let you execute code regardless of the result and of the try and except blocks. Okay, so exception handling. So when a error occurs, or exceptions as we call it, Python will normally stop and generate an error message. These exceptions can be handled by using try statement. Try block will generate an exception because x is not defined. Try print x except print an exception occurred. So since the statement will raise an error because x is not defined, and many exceptions. You can define as many exceptions block as you want. Example, if you want to execute a special block of code for a special kind of error. Example, print one message that is a name error and others for other errors. So next, try print message if the block raises a name error, and for others try print name error and except name error print variable x is not defined except print something else went wrong. So this is what you can write, and print something else is wrong. Else you can use the else keyword to define a block of code to be executed if no errors were raised. In the example, we will try block to try not to generate any error. Try print hello, print something went wrong, print nothing went wrong. You can write anything, and so it is also okay. Finally, block if specified will be executed regardless if the try block raises an error or not. Try print x, print something went wrong. Finally, the try except is finished. This can be useful to close objects and clean up resources. Try episode open demo file.txt and open demo file.txt. Try write f.write lorem if some except something went wrong when writing to the file a f.close except something went wrong when opening the file. The program can continue without leaving the file object open. As a Python developer, you can choose to throw an exception if a condition occurs. To throw or raise an exception, use the raise keywords. Raise an error and stop the program if x is lower than 0, x is below -1, if x is less than 0, raise exception. Sorry, no numbers below. The raise keywords is used to raise an exception. You can define that what kind of error to raise and the text to print to the user. Raise a type error if x is not an integer, x is equal to hello. If type x is int, raise type errors only integers are allowed. So f-string allows you to format selected parts of a string to specify a string from f-string and put an f in front of the string literal like this. Example, create an f-string. Text is equal to the prices for $9 context. Placeholder and modifiers. The format values is an f-string and placeholders. A placeholder can violate variables, operations, functions, and modifiers to format a value. So add a placeholder for the price variable. A placeholder can also include a modifier to format the value. A modifier n included by an colon followed by legal formatting type 2f string 2f, which means fixed point numbers with 2 decimals. Example, example, display the price with two decimals and the text is equal to the price is $2 and print the thing text. You can also format a value directly without keeping it a variable. Display the value 95 with the two decimals. So perform operations in F10. You can perform by F10. So operation in F10, you can perform Python operation inside a placeholder. You can do math operations. Perform math operation in a placeholder and determine the result. Text F, the price is $59. Text. Example, add taxes before displaying the price. Price is 29, tax is 0.55. Text F, the price is the price plus price into tax dollars. Text. You can perform if else statements inside the placeholders. Return expensive if price is over 50 other time, otherwise return cheap. Print 49. Text if it is expensive if price is greater than 50 is cheap. To execute functions in F10, you can execute functions inside a placeholder with the string method upper to convert upper into uppercase letters. Fruit is equal to text F I love fruit dot upper print text. A function does not have to build a Python method. You can create your own functions and use them. Create a function that converts feet into meters. Define my converter x returns x equal 3048. Text is the plane is flying at my converter meter altitude. Print text. More identifiers. At the beginning of the chapter, we explained how to use the dot to function modifier to format a number and do fixed point number with two decimals. So there are several other modifiers that can be used to format values. Use a comma as thousands separator. So price equal to 59,000. Text F price and is price in dollars. Print .txt. So ये वाले here are the list of the formatting types. Semicolon के आगे left align the result. एक बार पढ़िए तो semicolon greater than right results within the variable. Center line the result. Place the sign of the left position. Use the plus sign to indicate the result is positive or negative, and use the plus sign to indicate whether result is positive or negative. Use a minus sign for negative values. Use a space to insert space before positive numbers and a minus sign before negative numbers. Use a comma as thousand separator. Use a underscore as thousand separator. Binary format and use underscore as a thousand format. Binary format converts the value to corresponding input. Decimal format. Decimal format memory. Scientific format with a lowercase e. Scientific format with an uppercase e. Fixed point number format and linear format by using e. Octal format, hex format, lowercase x format, uppercase number format, percentage format. String format. 3.6 we use the format method to format string. The format method can be used, but F string are faster and preferred way of the format strings. The next examples in the page demonstrate how the format strings with the format method. The format method can also use curly braces as placeholders, but the syntax is slightly different. And a place bar where you want to display the price. Price is over what? The price in the dollars. So try it yourself. You can add parameters inside. You can add parameters inside two decimals. Text the price is $2 and check out the formatting. checking out the format type and string format options. If you want to use more value, just add more values to format method. Print text dot format price item number count, add a place bar, quantity 3, item number and pieces of the items. So index number, you can use index number than the curly braces and 0 to be sure the values are there placed in the correct place orders. Quantity 3, item number 8 product. So also if you want to refer to the same value, use names when you pass the parameter. Text dot format car name is import. My order is equal to 1. I have a car name, it is a model. My order dot format car name is equal to Ford, model is equal to Mustang. Python none is special constant in Python that represents the absence of a value. So its data type is non-type and none is the only mistake instance of a type, a non-type object. Non-type. So non-type variables can be assigned none to indicate no value or not set. Assign a display a none value, access with none, print text. Okay. Use type to see the type of none value. Assign and the print assign and print the data of a none value, access with none, print type. Comparing to none. To compare a value to none, use the identity operator is or is not. Okay, so use the identity operator is for comparison with none and the result is equal to none. If result is none, print result not no result here. Else print result is ready. Similar example but using is not instead. Result is equal to none. If result is not none, print result is ready. Else print no result here. None evaluates true false in a boolean context. Check truthness, print boolean none and function returning none. Function that do not explicitly return a value return none by default. जो कुछ return नहीं करता उसको हम none कर देते हैं, ठीक है. A function with a return statement से returns none. Without a return statement returns none. Python user input. Python allows for user input. This means we are able to ask the user for input and the following example asks for your name and when you enter the name it gets printed on the screen. Name print is equal to enter your name is equal to input, print f hello name. Okay. So using a prompt in the above example above, the user had to input their name on a new line. Python input function has a prompt parameter which acts as a message you can put in the front of the user input of the function. Name is equal to input, enter your name, print f name, f hello name, multiple inputs. You can add as many as inputs as you want. Python will stop executing at each of them. Waiting for user input. Name is equal to input, enter your name, print ALF input number. So the input from the user is treated as string, even if in the example above you can input a number, the Python interpreter will still treat it as a string. You can convert input into a number with a float function to find the square root. There is an example. So convert it into number and input enter example enter number. So y is equal to math square root float and then this. So अब validate input ये भी नहीं चाहिए. It is good practice to validate any input from the user. In the example above, an error will occur if the user inputs something other than a number. To avoid getting an error, we can test the input, and if not number, the user could get a message like wrong input, please try again, and allowed to make a new input. Mm, Thank you, Kunal. अच्छा ठीक है, ये एक बार कोड आप रीड कर लो. दिस इज अ नाइस कोड. y is equal to true है, पहली बार ट्रू था, while y is true, x is equal to input है, वो तब तक चलता रहेगा जब x is equal to float x है, एंड y is equal to false आ जाएगा, एंड जब हमारा false float जो भी है सही हो जाएगा. wrong input, please try again, print thank you. virtual env environment. So what is a virtual environment? वर्चुअल तो वो भी है, ओरेकल वगैरह ये सारे वर्चुअल वो बनाते हैं ना, क्या बोलते हैं, virtual environment is a Python environment environment on a computer where you can run the test and test your Python projects. It allows you to manage project specific dependencies without interfering with the other or the original Python installation. Thank you for virtual environment as a separate container for each Python project. Each container, how it has its own Python interpreter, has its own set of installed packages, isolated from other virtual environments, and can have a different version of same packages. It provides the package version configs between projects, makes projects more portable, reproducible, keeps your system Python installation clean, allows testing with the different Python versions. Creating a virtual environment. Python has a built-in VNV module for creating a virtual environment. To create a virtual environment on the computer, open the command prompt and navigate to the folder where you want to create a project. Just type then type this command. Okay. So run this command to create a virtual environment. My first project. This will set up a virtual environment. Create a folder named my folder and subfolders and files like this. Then you can activate virtual environment. To use the virtual environment, you have to activate it with this command. After activation, your prompt will change to show that you are now working in the active environment. Install packages. Once your virtual environment is activated, you can install packages, and using pip we can install by cauzy the result आएगा जो भी आएगा using a package. Now the cauzy module is installed in the virtual environment. Let's use the display का. अरे यार ये तो सारे वो है, सही में काउ बनती है भाई, ये पहली बार देखा. तो ये आप डाउनलोड और वर्चुअल एनवायरनमेंट को डाउनलोड डिलीट कर नहीं सकते. आपको अगला चलते हैं, पे चलते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग. So what is object oriented programming? Python is object oriented language allowing you to structure your code using classes and objects for a better organization and reusability. Advantage of क्या है? Provide a clear structure to the program, makes the code easier to maintain, reuse and debug, helps keep your code dry, don't repeat yourself, allows you to build reusable applications with less code. This triangle means you should avoid writing the same code more than once. Move repeated code into functions or classes and reuse it. What are classes and objects? Classes and objects are two of the objects, and object is created based on that class. For example, fruit, car, apple, banana, mango, car, Volvo, or the Toyota. When you create an object from a class, it inherits all variables and functions. So classes, and so class is an object and is a class defines what an object should look like. An object is created based on the object of, for example, fruit, apple, banana, mango, car, Volvo, Audi, Toyota, and buses. क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट आ गया तो पाइथन क्लास एंड ऑब्जेक्ट classes object Python is object oriented program. Almost everything in Python is properties and methods. So a class is like object constructor, a blueprint for creating objects. To create a class we should create class. A class is object and यही है. Object is instant of class का है function. A class is instant objects क्या होता है? To create class they will keyboard and create a class object. So the class create object. Now we can use the class name my class to create objects. Objects are instance of class. Yes, objects are instance of class. Class is blueprint for creating something. Delete objects. You can delete objects by using the delete keyword, delete p1 and multiple objects में आगे आप तो so these are the objects from the same class. Create 3 objects from my class 1 2 3 and p1 p2 p3 जो भी है ये. And look at the past statement. Class definition cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the past statement to avoid getting an error. So class person जो भी है अब आए init def init ये बहुत बड़ी टॉपिक है. Now it comes to Python init method. The init method classes have a built-in method called init which executed when the class is being initiated. Initiate करने के लिए हम करते हैं. So classes have a built-in init method is used to assign values to object properties or to perform operators that are necessary when the object is being created. Create a class named person. Use the init method to assign values for name and age. Class person define init self name age or self dot name. So is the name self dot age equal to age. p1 person name is 36 and why use init. Without the init method you would need to set properties manually for objects. Creating a object using init make it easier to create the values with initial values. With init you can set initial values when creating the object. Class person define init self name age self dot name is equal to name, self dot age is equal to age, p1 person Linus 28, print the p1 dot name, p1 dot age, and class person define init self name, age, so self dot name is equal to name, self dot age is equal to age, p1 person Linus and p1 dot p1 dot name, p1 dot age, so default values in init. So you can also default values of parameters in the init method. So the set of the default values of the age parameter, and multiple parameters in init. The method can have as many parameters as you can. Multiple parameters. The create a person class with a multiple parameters defined init self name age, city country, self dot name is name, self dot age place, self dot city is city, जो भी है ये country, फिर नेम सिटी फिर एज, जो भी है ये सारा आके प्रिंट हो जाएगा। इनिट में जितनी मर्जी आप डाल सकते हो उसके आर्गुमेंट्स, ठीक। सो सेल्फ होता है खुद अपने आप बिना किसी हेल्प के। जैसे सेल्फ पैरामीटर इज रेफरेंस टू करंट इंस्टेंस ऑफ क्लास, जो करंट इंस्टेंस ऑफ क्लास है तो उसको ये करता है। सो it is used to assess priorities and methods that belong to the class. Use self to assess class properties, class version, define it, self name age, self dot name is name, self dot age is equal to age, define greet self, hello my name is this, and plus self dot name, p1 person email 25 p1 dot name. Why use self? Without self Python would not know which object properties you want to use. सेल्फ के बिना पैदा नहीं, ये पता लगेगा कि कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी आप एक्सेस करना चाहते हैं वो एक ही, ठीक है। सेल्फ पैरामीटर लिंक्स द मेथड टू अ स्पेसिफिक ऑब्जेक्ट, क्लास पर्सन डेफिनिट एंड सेल्फ कॉमन नेम, सेल्फ डॉट नेम, डिवाइन प्रिंट नेम, सेल्फ प्रिंट डॉट नेम, प्रिंट सेल्फ डॉट नेम, प्रिंट पर्सन टोबियास एंड पर्सन लिबियास, लिनस, p1 print dot p1 dot print name, p2 dot print name, and self does not have to be named self को self name हम नहीं करते। So class definite my object name age, my object dot name is equal to name, my object dot age is equal to age, my define greet abc, print hello my name is this abc, greet ml36, and so assessing properties with self, assessing क्या करेंगे properties हम self के साथ assess करते हैं। You can assess any property of the class using self, class की कोई भी property आप self use करते हैं। Assessing multiple properties using self, so class, car and जो भी है फिर। So car 1 is equal to car Toyota Corolla 2020 car 1 dot display info. Calling methods itself, you can also call other methods within the class using self. Example, call one method from another method using self, class person definite self name, self dot name, usual name, day greet self, return hello plus self name, and define welcome plus self, and print message plus welcome to our website. Class properties are variables that belong to class. They store data for each object created for the class. Create a class with properties. Class person def init self dot name age self dot name is equal to name self dot age is equal to age person class p1 is equal to person ml 36 person print p1 dot age and like this. Assess properties. You can assess object properties using dot notation. Dot notation use क्या properties को assess कर सकते हो. Assess the properties of an object. Class car definite self brand model self dot brand is equal to brand self dot model is equal to model self dot car is equal to car one is equal to car Toyota Corolla. So car one is equal to car Toyota Corolla. Print car name car का जो brand है model है modify करेंगे properties. You can modify the value of the properties of an object and class person def init self name age self dot name is equal to name self dot age is equal to age p1 person Tobias 25 print 1 p1 dot age is equal to age print age is equal to 26 p1 dot age. Delete properties. You can delete properties from objects using the delete keyword. Delete the age property. Class person def init self common name age and self dot name is equal to name self dot age is equal to age. p1 person Linus 30 delete p1 dot age print the p1 dot name. हो गया. So print p1 dot name. This works and print p1 dot age and this would cause an error. And class properties versus object properties. Class properties defined inside the init belongs to the each property instance properties, and properties defined outside the method belongs to the class itself. Class properties are shared by all objects. Class property versus instance property. Class person species human and definite self common name and p1 person ml p2 person Tobias and p1 dot name and p2 dot species. Modifying class properties. When you modify a class property, it affects all objects. So class person is equal to class name, def init self name, self dot name is equal to name person, Linus person ml and person dot last name is equal to ref message and p1 dot last name p2 dot last name. Add new properties. You can add new properties to the existing objects. Add new property to an object and class person define init self name self dot name is the name p1 person story as p1 age 2. Python methods. So the class has methods. Methods are the functions that belong to a class. Methods are the functions that belong to a class. They define the behavior of object created from the class. Create a method in a class. Class person def init self name self dot name से define करेंगे greet को करेंगे self print hello my name is plus self name p1 person ml p1 greet. Methods with parameters. Methods can accept parameters just like regular functions. क्लास जो है कैलकुलेटर डिफाइन करेंगे ऐड सेल्फ ए बी रिटर्न ए प्लस बी के रिक्वायरमेंट प्लस सेल्फ ए कॉमा बी. मेथड असेसिंग प्रॉपर्टीज. मेथड कैन असेस एंड मॉडिफाई ऑब्जेक्ट प्रॉपर्टीज यूजिंग सेल्फ करके मेथड की जो प्रॉपर्टीज है उसको भी असेस कर सकते हैं. एंड डेफ गेट इनटू सेल्फ सो रिटर्न सेल्फ नॉन नेम डॉट सेल्फ एज ईयर्स ओल्ड p1 person Tobias 28. Methods modifying properties. Methods can modify the properties of an object. A method that changes a property value and p1 dot person else name. The str method. Str method is special method that controls what is returned when the object is printed. Without the str method, class init definite with the str. अच्छा एक और फंक्शन हमने अब बना दिया str जो सेल्फ कर देता है my age is this and this is this और फिर उसमें डाल फिर मल्टीपल मेथड्स आगे नीचे. A class can have multiple methods which work together create a multiple methods in a class playlist. अच्छा जितने मर्जी हम चाहे मल्टीपल मेथड्स बना सकते हैं क्लास के अंदर. डिलीट करने के लिए हम डिलीट कीवर्ड यूज़ करेंगे तो इसको जरूर डिलीट कर देंगे. तो बाकी हम पढ़ेंगे हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.